Have you ever wondered why some people seem happy no matter what life throws at them, while others crumble at the slightest storm? What is their secret? Is it money? Is it success? Is it luck? Or is it something much deeper? Something that cannot be shaken by circumstances? Let me take you into the life of an old woman whose story carries a lesson powerful enough to change the way you see happiness forever. She lived in a small village far from the noise of cities in a modest little home with cracked walls and a roof that leaked when the rains came. She had no riches, no servants, no wealth to display. Her clothes were simple, her meals often plain, and yet people whispered about her. Because no matter what happened, she always had a smile on her face, a genuine smile. The kind of smile that lights up a weary soul and makes you wonder, how? How can she be so happy when she has so little? Her name was Lila. Lila was old, with hair as white as fresh snow and hands rough from years of labor. Life had not been easy on her. She had faced hunger, loneliness, and loss. Her husband had died when she was young. Her only son had left for the city and rarely wrote back. She lived alone, surviving on what little her garden gave her. Yet, when neighbors visited, they always left feeling lighter. Children loved sitting by her side, listening to her stories. Even the bitter and broken would soften in her presence. Why? Because Lila carried something rare inside her. A happiness that did not depend on what she had, but on how she saw life. One day, a young man from the village, burdened by his struggles, went to see her. His business had failed, his marriage was falling apart, and his heart was heavy with despair. He asked her, "Mother Lila, how do you do it? How do you smile when you've suffered so much? How do you stay happy when you have nothing?" Lila looked at him, her eyes calm like still water, and she said something that he would never forget. "My child, happiness is not found in the things around us. Happiness is a choice we make inside. Every morning when I wake, I choose. I can choose to complain about what is missing, or I can choose to be grateful for what is here. I can choose to dwell on the pain of yesterday, or I can choose to embrace the gift of today. And so, I choose happiness." The young man frowned. "But what about the hardships? What about the times when everything goes wrong?" She smiled again. "My son, hardships are like passing storms. They come, they roar, they shake everything, but they do not last forever. If I cry during the rain, will the clouds disappear faster? No. If I fear the thunder, will the storm grow weaker? No. But if I dance in the rain, if I find beauty even in the storm, then I am free." You see, happiness is not waiting for the storm to pass. It is learning to dance in the rain. The young man sat in silence, his eyes filling with tears. For the first time, he understood that happiness was not something life gives you. It is something you create. But Lila's wisdom did not come from books or teachings. It came from her own life. When her husband died, she was devastated. She cried, she grieved, but she did not allow grief to steal the rest of her days. She told herself, "I cannot bring him back, but I can honor his memory by living with love." And so, she chose love over despair. When her son left her behind, she could have grown bitter. She could have cursed the world. But instead, she chose hope. She told herself, "Maybe he will return one day, and until then I will keep my door open and my heart even more open." And so she lived with hope, not bitterness. Even in poverty, she chose gratitude. She looked at her simple meal and whispered, "Thank you." She looked at her tiny home and said, "This is enough." She looked at the morning sun and whispered, "I am alive." Every choice she made was a seed of happiness planted inside her soul. And over time, those seeds grew into a garden that no storm could destroy. Think about that. How many times do we blame our unhappiness on what we don't have? We say, "If only I had more money, I'd be happy. If only I had someone to love me, I'd be happy. If only life was easier, I'd be happy." But what if happiness is not something to be found later, but something to be created now? Lila's life answered that question. One evening, as the sun painted the sky in shades of gold and crimson, she sat with a group of children around her. They asked her, "Grandmother, are you never sad?" She smiled gently. "Of course I am sad sometimes, but I never let sadness steal my joy. Feelings are visitors. They come, they stay for a while, and then they leave. But happiness is the home I build inside me. I don't let visitors destroy it. Isn't that powerful? To know that your inner home cannot be broken by temporary visitors?" And that is where her secret truly lay. She did not deny pain. She acknowledged it. But she did not give it power. She did not let sorrow sit on the throne of her heart. She crowned gratitude instead. Now, my friend, let me ask you, how do you live your life? Do you wait for everything to be perfect before you smile? Do you let every little problem steal your peace? Or can you, like Lila, choose happiness even when life is far from perfect? Because here is the truth. Life will never be free of struggles. You will face loss. You will face failure. You will face days when nothing makes sense. But in those moments, you still have a choice. To drown in despair, or to rise with gratitude. To curse the rain, or to dance in it. And when you choose gratitude, when you choose joy, you gain a strength that no circumstance can break. The young man who once came to Lila with his burdens, his life changed after that conversation. He began to practice what she taught him. Every morning he would write down 3 things he was grateful for. At first it felt silly, but slowly, his heart changed. He began to see beauty where before he only saw problems. His marriage healed, his business recovered, but more importantly, he learned the art of being happy no matter what. And that is the gift Lila gave to everyone she met. Not wealth, not power, but a wisdom that outlasts everything else. Happiness is not in the future. Happiness is here. Happiness is not in what we own. Happiness is in how we see. Happiness is not found. It is made. So when life feels heavy, remember the story of the old woman with a smile that storms could not erase. Remember that inside you lies the power to choose. Choose gratitude. Choose joy. Choose happiness. And maybe, just maybe, one day, people will look at you the way they looked at Lila and wonder, what is their secret? The answer will be simple. You chose happiness. So, my friend, as you go forward today, ask yourself, what will you choose? Complaints or gratitude? Fear or faith? Despair or joy? The choice is yours. Because happiness is not waiting at the end of the road. It is walking with you every step, if only you choose to see it. And now I leave you with this thought. Life is too short to wait for happiness. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for things to get better. Smile today. Be grateful today. Be happy today. Because today is all you truly have. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs a little light. And if you want more stories that remind you of life's true treasures, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, happiness is not out there. It's in here. Always.